improve your push-ups? And no, you cannot say you are too old to improve them, because at any age, we can improve our upper body strength, our core strength, and rock those push-ups. I'm actually gonna go through 6 different push-up variations to help you build up. So the first thing I wanna go over is using the incline. I know the knee push-up is very popular. It's not that you can't use it. If you are stuck at home with no other options, it is a great way to still build upper body strength. But it is lacking in that you're not actually having to perform that full plank position. That's why I like the incline, and you can get creative. You can use a counter, you can use a wall. I love the different box, bench, and even the ability to adjust whether in a Smith machine or a rack, because this allows you to find the incline that's right for you. The lower the incline, the harder the movement's gonna be. So doing something off a box like this is going to be more challenging than even off of the bench right here or off of the higher incline. The one thing I do like about a box like this is if you do have wrist pain as you're building up, it often requires a little bit less wrist flexion, or wrist extension, sorry. Also, off of the bar, you can keep your wrist in a more neutral position, which can be very helpful if you do struggle. And again, you can use any rack, you can use a Smith machine, but that's a great way to keep your wrist in a more comfortable position if you are lacking some of the wrist extension. But I'll go over a few other variations to help with that at the end as well as you go down to the ground. But using these inclines, you can build up. Again, even starting against a wall if you need. Now, with the incline, you can actually do a lot of the variety that I'm going to show you, but I want to talk about eccentric only push-ups specifically. When you're doing eccentric only, what you are doing is you're doing that lower down portion of the push-up. We are actually stronger in a lot of movements in that lower down. So if you've been like, I'm almost there, but I'm not quite, what you can do to learn to take on your body weight is spreading your hands, really gripping the ground, setting up in the nice plank position, and then just think slow, lower down, excruciatingly slow, so slow, not collapsing down at the bottom, and then all of a sudden releasing, sit back, and then just reset. Because we are stronger in that lower down, we can often do a more advanced variation. So if you're finding even with the incline, you're kind of stuck, you're like, gosh, I can do more reps at this incline, but I can't yet fully get lower on the incline, this might be the way to start. Because when you actually do this, if you are off the incline, you can just reset. But say you've been stuck with reps at the bench, you're coming down here, you're like, okay, I can't get back up from this position, but I can slowly lower down. All of a sudden, you're controlling your body weight through that full plank position from a harder option. And then you can reset at the top and again, do that slow lower down. But this is a great way to start progressing, because if you only add more reps at a higher incline, you're getting stronger, you're getting better at that variation, but you're not fully progressing the move. So eccentric only is a great way to really take on that harder variation, control that movement if you can't press back up and you tend to lose tension in your core. It's also a great way to progress the basic push-up if you are able to do the full one from the ground, but haven't been able to add reps. Now, off of that, let's actually talk about push-up holds. So there is generally a point in the push-up where we kind of get stuck, where you might find, you get to the bottom, let's just say, and you're here and then you're like, I'm stuck, I can't get back up, and you have to come down, okay? If that is the case for you, go down, hold an inch off the ground. Hold wherever you get stuck and just hold there. Focus on what you feel working. Focus on your hands pushing the ground away. Focus on your back engaging to support your shoulders. Focus on driving back through your heels, engaging your abs, flexing your quads. Focus on that hold, and then you can obviously collapse down, push back up, whatever's possible for you. Just don't face plant. But when you're doing that, you can hold at different points. You could do the top hold. Say you're not yet comfortable with that plank and fully engaging and feeling the ground connection and feeling that tension and feeling your back engaged to support your shoulders. Maybe you get stuck midway up. Hold midway. But you can do all these holds. And again, you can do all these holds with the incline variation that you need. I love using holds as part of the activation. So as part of my warm-up, just for a few rounds, just really focus on what I feel working. Because when we're in that isometrics or we're in that hold position, you can really assess, am I engaging the right things? Am I starting to let my shoulders shrug? Am I not creating tension in the right areas? Because there's no movement. We're not just trying to get the reps done. Next, and a great way to modify if you have the ability, is with a band. So when you put this band underneath you and the higher up you put it, the more tension you're gonna give or the more assistance you're gonna give, but you're gonna push down into it, which is gonna take some of the weight off of your upper body. So setting up over it, you're gonna want it right at the bottom of your bra strap or right underneath your chest. You're really, again, focused on driving back through your heels, gripping the ground with all of your fingers are spread, and then you're just gonna lower down doing the push-up and push back up. And because you have the band there, you're gonna have that little extra assistance taking some weight off your upper body. This is such a great tool if you're feeling like you're almost there to the full one, but your upper body just isn't strong enough, but you're able to maintain that core tension in that full plank position. Another great option. Now, we've done the eccentric only, which is top down. However, often we can get stuck on that push back up, and we can feel like we're really losing tension. So if you are feeling like you're working on the push-up holds at the bottom, but it's that transition back up that you really struggle with, you can do a bottoms up push-up. What that means and why I love this is because it really takes you through the whole setup of engaging your quads when you're at the bottom, creating tension, putting your hands outside your chest, gripping the ground with your hands, focusing on engaging your back, embracing your abs, and then you're pushing up from that dead stop, okay? And then you just can lower back down, reset at the bottom. But again, really being conscious of that setup. To push up is one unit. Of course, this is very hard off the ground, which is where the incline again comes into play. But this is the perfect way to make sure that you're working on the bottoms up as well, to have that tension throughout the entire movement. The hard part about this one is it's the opposite of the eccentric. While the eccentric is easier to some extent, as in you can use a lower incline, you might find if you're doing a dead stop that while you're here, maybe for the eccentric, and you're here for your basic push-up, you're all the way up on this bar for the dead stop. So when you would set up for something like that, you'd basically set at the bottom, think about that tension engaged, and then push up, okay? And then you could lower back down. But even if you're lowering back down as if you're doing the full push-up, you're like, well, how is this different, right? You want to think, release all tension, okay? Release all tension, reactivate. But it's that full release at the bottom. So you are having to engage from that dead stop that really helps you learn how to brace your core, activate everything. Because what we don't recognize is that a lot of times push-ups aren't just about strength. They're actually about that mind-body connection, which is why, and this is sort of a cheat for the 6th variation for push-ups, I want you to think opportunity in the options. We often, when we're working on a skill, get very focused on that skill in that exact form. So we'll just go do push-ups, 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 push-ups. It kind of gets boring. It's also not necessarily addressing our weak links. So I want you considering how you're going to use these different options with other variations, whether it's the push-up plus, so lowering down and rounding at the top to work the serratus, to really work on the scapular health and work on those abs, whether or not it's even setting more in that tripod position with a little bit closer grip, wider feet, and working on the push-up with shoulder taps to work on that shoulder stability. I want you considering some of the different options and then using the diversity of tools. Sometimes using the band to help yourself do even a push-up row. Thinking of how can I slow down the eccentric potentially, maybe with a close grip push-up. So maybe you're even setting in that diamond and you're thinking 3, 2, 1, down, quick back up. But consider all the options to target your weak points using that diversity. Now, if you're like, this is all well and good, but my wrists hurt with push-up work. It's not always that your wrists are weak. Sometimes it can be that they actually lack that extension, especially if you're typing a lot, driving a lot in the car. We're constantly in that like flexion or even like in that gripping position. So we want to consider how we're going to eliminate or reduce some of the extension demands. A great way to do that is even just with a mat, where you can even just sort of bunch up a little bit of it right here. And so what I'd actually ideally do is potentially have it bunched up like this on the side here so that I can put my wrist on the top edge here. And that way, if you see it versus having to be as extended, I have that little bit of cushion to alleviate some of the extension demands, okay? That's why the box can be really good, but it can help. And you could even bunch it up again if you need a little bit more. And you see how that sort of elevates a little bit more. You just want to be conscious then that you're not rocking out on your hands and that you're still creating that tension down through your entire palm into the ground. Another great option is dumbbells because of that neutral wrist position, just like when you're using the bar. But I would recommend if you're using dumbbells that you are able to do them or push-up stands or even kettlebells off the ground. Just be careful if you're using an incline. That's where the bar can come in handy. The great part is if you do use kettlebells, they're a little elevated if you need a little bit of incline. But this will help you also reduce those wrist demands or that wrist extension demands so that you can work on your push-ups without pain, because that is really key. If there are any exercises you want to see modifications for, regressions and progressions for, or even a diversity of movements for a specific muscle group, please don't hesitate to comment and share. I have covered triceps, shoulders, and I'm looking to do a lot more of these and would love to hear what you guys really want covered. So hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And more fast talking, fun, fitness tips coming your way.